Hello, I'm Neil Quigley and welcome to my short weekly comedy podcast. Surprise this week as Jeremy Corbyn actually makes a speech that suggests some potential direct action on Brexit. No, my mistake. We just had the warmest February day on record, so maybe Brexit is not so bad as we move away from this European weather and set up a weather trade deal with the Canary Islands. More unrest in the House of Commons this week over you-know-what. If the politicians can't agree on the best way forward with all the information to hand, why do they let the whole country decide on it? Brexit means, well, we actually have no idea exactly what it means as yet. MP Fiona Onasana has been released from prison after serving time for speeding. It's unusual to see a politician in a hurry to do anything. The discovery of an unseen pilot of Wurzel Gummidge has suddenly made me realise that Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May get their dress sense from Wurzel and Aunt Sally. It's estimated fare dodging on public transport in London costs £100 million a year. Why didn't Boris Johnson put that on the side of a bus? North Korean leader Kim Jong-un took a choo-choo from Pyongyang to Dongdang is an accurate news report, but sounds like the start of a song on a children's television programme or a Chubby Brown song. Kim Jong-un and Donald Trump met in Vietnam this week. I presume their hairdresser joined them, as they both clearly must use the same one. Thought for the week, are the guys who gave us South Park and Team America World Police actually writing and directing the Trump presidency, as it just gets weirder and weirder? More British money set to go up in smoke as the UK's richest man invests £1 billion into oil and chemicals. 27,000 children in Britain identify themselves as gang members, which sounds terrifying until you remember the 177,000 people in the UK consider themselves to be Jedis. For an organisation all about acceptance, LGBT supporters seem annoyed that a straight person is headlining their event in Manchester. With irony like that, they should have booked Alanis Morissette. The Booker Prize has a new sponsor. I didn't even realise it had an addiction problem. Schools are set to introduce lessons on periods. They're expected to be taught once a month. Instagram appears to be the most dangerous place for young children being groomed. I think it's now safer for kids to play down the park alone than it is to be on their phone. There's no Wi-Fi down there, and if they can spot invisible Pokemon, they'll be able to see any paedophiles. Good week for ice cream vans due to the highest ever February temperatures. Bad week though for anybody born after 2010, as the planet is screwed. There was an earthquake in Surrey, possibly caused by a whole platform of people jumping up and down when a train actually arrived on time. Katie Price has been banned for drink driving after a night on the porn star Martinis. Apparently she had two very large ones. Chelsea's goalkeeper takes an even harsher stance than the Prime Minister when faced with lots of pressure to vacate his position. Ukraine has banned its own Eurovision Song Contest entry. Maybe we should do the same to save us the annual embarrassment. Radio 1 have announced they are taking their big weekend to Middlesbrough this year, clearly unaware that every weekend in the North East is a big one. Archaeologists have discovered 1,800-year-old graffiti on Hadrian's Wall. The Romans really were the first to do everything. As Ted Baker share prices crash, I blame myself for not buying any of their shirts since 2002. The BBC and ITV are set to team up to launch their own service to rival Netflix later this year. They plan to call it BritBox. Have they learned nothing from the government about smashing two words together? It never goes to plan. The Oscar ratings were up this year despite there being no host. Next year, I think Kermit should host it. He would be brilliant, and it would be a nice tribute to the organisers, who are total muppets. Another week done, and it seems increasingly likely the world will turn into a real-life version of the Hunger Games. We've reached a time where people are now criticised for doing charity work. I really think that there should be an "Are you sure" button on Twitter, which pops up before you confirm a tweet. That's it for this week's short comedy podcast. Thanks for listening. Have a great week. Cheers.